What up, it's Chris from Laser Lemon and UpandLoaded.com. Today we're going to switch things up by not talking about the Switch. We've been doing a lot of talking about the Switch recently because, it's a hot new system coming out. Fractured But Whole might be coming out. South Park Twitter kind of hinted at it. Maybe, possibly, probably not. But we're not talking about the Switch today. Today we're talking about Marvel and Netflix and the shows they're making. If you haven't been paying attention, Marvel and Netflix have been creating these exclusive shows that are part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Those movies you see with the Avengers and Ant-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy. Their TV shows that are on Netflix and ABC also tie in to the Marvel Universe. Great! So everything's connected except, the movies never make reference to the shows, and the shows always make reference to the movies. So there's obviously some class hierarchy between Marvel producers, but we're not talking about that today. We're talking about Iron Fist. Iron Fist is coming out soon on Netflix. It's the 4th show. Netflix originally announced 4 shows that would all lead up to one show, The Defenders. And it was going to star Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist. Wow, they're actually making good on their promise, except people aren't really feeling Iron Fist. Currently sitting at a 35 critic score on Metacritic. Not so hot. Granted, that's only for 8 reviews of the first 6 episodes, but not off to a great start. Netflix and Marvel were doing this regularly. They said, here critics, here's 6 episodes, here's 8 episodes. Try it first. Let everyone know how awesome it is. And for the most part, it was working until now. Now, I want to say this first and foremost. I was not a fan of Luke Cage, and I wanted to be a big fan of Luke Cage. I was looking forward to this show. I was talking about it to my wife. I said, we got to check this out, and we did. And we didn't like it. We got through 13 episodes, almost 13 hours of our life. For what? To be able to say, hey, we know the full backstory when The Defenders starts? Saying it out loud doesn't really seem like it was worth my time. I wasn't a big fan, and I know a lot of people were fans, but I compared it directly to Daredevil and Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones I had some problems with, but for the most part, I thought it was very entertaining. A little bit too long, but very entertaining. Daredevil also has some problems, but for the most part, I found it very entertaining. Luke Cage, not so much. Acting, all over the place. You could say, oh, they're just chewing the scenery, they're exaggerating. It's fun. Some of them were just doing a bad job. And the Luke Cage guy, he's okay. But I saw one reviewer describe him as charismatic. Really? Really? I didn't see charisma, much less much personality at all out of him. And the girl, the detective, Misty, whatever her name is, Misty Knight, I don't know. She is painted as this idiot savant that can see the scene of the crime without actually being there. But she steps into it. She zones into it. She knows exactly what happens. Except throughout the entire show, she's screwing everything up. And she's so confident in herself when she shouldn't be. She's a moron. And people say, oh, the show got so much worse when this main character died. I won't spoil it if you haven't seen it. They say the show got so much worse when this main character died. But no, I say to you, the show was bad before that. But I digress. Many people will disagree with me. I know Luke Cage is sitting at like a 79 average on Metacritic compared to an early 35 on Iron Fist. Luke Cage has the advantage. And when I see these reviews and the reviewers, some of them crossed over. There was one reviewer that hated Iron Fist but loved Luke Cage. Now me, as somebody who wasn't a big fan of Luke Cage, do I see that reviewer and say, hey, I don't think you have great taste because you loved Luke Cage, but you hated Iron Fist. Now if I hate Iron Fist, does that mean I don't have good taste either? Because I disagree with your view on Luke Cage? I'm getting very convoluted and complicated. Not necessary. So we'll see. I guess that's what it all boils down to. We'll see. These guys only saw the first 6 episodes of the show, but if the first 6 episodes aren't getting you entertained, or the first couple at least, it feels like a drag after 6, then you're not off to a great start. And it's very much possible that the show is just bad. Could be. Right now, off of the initial trailer on Netflix, I watched it. I rewatched it, by the way. I wanted to get a fresh look at it. I wanted to see, what are these reviewers seeing that is bad? And yeah, there is a lot of hokiness just in the trailer. You know, there's a whole little scene in the trailer where he says, I'm doing this alone. And the girl says, you need me. And all of a sudden, they're lovers and fighting together and blah, 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 blah. You know, run-of-the-mill stuff. It's all leading to the Defenders, and it's all going to become a big question mark when you're watching it. If you watch it. Is this worth my time? Is this worth me knowing everything before I get into the Defenders? Now, looking back on Luke Cage, I want to say no. Rosario Dawson was my favorite actor in Luke Cage because she felt sometimes like the only actor. However, there is Netflix's main girl. She was the main big villain of Luke Cage, and she's an actor. She was in Lemony Snicket. She was good. She's in this new Netflix movie coming out. She is a Netflix employee. She's pretty good. And Rosario Dawson. But there were scenes where Rosario Dawson was in Luke Cage. Well, she wasn't physically in him. If anything, he would have been in her, but that's not what I'm talking about. She was present with Luke Cage or some other actor, and she is acting. She is trying to turn bad writing, because there's a lot of bad writing in Luke Cage, into something that sounds good. And you could tell she's trying. And you could tell that maybe she's the only one that's trying. She's an Iron Fist, because she is the conduit that connects everybody together in this show. And all of these shows, I should say, because she's in Daredevil, she's in Jessica Jones, she's in Luke Cage, and now we know for a fact that she is in Iron Fist. So, of course, she's going to be in the Defenders. She's going to bring them all together, because she's the common friend. A friend of a friend of a friend is Rosario Dawson. So, let's look forward to that. I think this is just complete rambling, total BS, but I want to know your thoughts in the comment section below. Are you looking forward to Iron Fist, the Defenders, or how about the Punisher? I saw the Punisher in season 2 of Daredevil, and I thought it was off the chain. It was really good. I thought it was very entertaining, and I'm really interested to see how they do that show. Much more interested than Iron Fist or even the Defenders at this point. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, a couple weeks ago, I started talking about game giveaways. Guess what? It's happening. If you have liked the uploaded Facebook page and commented by February or whatever, March 10th, that was last Friday. If you did that, guess what? You're getting a game. It's not even a contest. If you did it, you're getting a game. I got plenty. So some big games heading to your inbox. Check your Facebook messages. That'll be coming soon. If you haven't already seen it, you'll get a code or me asking you for your Steam name or whatever. We're going to make it happen. If you want to win games in the future, stay tuned to the channel, like the Facebook page, follow us on Twitter. I'm giving away Steam games, 3DS games, whatever I got. I'm giving away codes, completely legitimate. You get to play. So subscribe for more if you haven't already. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know your thoughts, comment section below, everything I just talked about. I'll see you next time.